Katie from Chewy's Backyard Farm. We're in the kitchen here again, and we're going to talk about making beer can chicken today. So I know that by the time that this video makes it to Facebook and YouTube, Super Bowl's going to be over, but that's okay. Beer can chicken is super simple. It's something you can do anytime during the week. You can do it for a party, or you can do it just because you got a frozen chicken in the freezer. So let's kind of get started. So seasoning wise is pretty much up to your preference. Our go-to seasoning for our chicken is super simple. Equal parts paprika and dry mustard powder. I'm going to throw the recipe that I use down in the description box for this particular video. So here in my bowl, I have a tablespoon of dried paprika, a tablespoon of dried mustard, I have a teaspoon of salt, and just a scant teaspoon of black pepper. And if y'all don't know what a scant teaspoon is, that means it's just short of a full teaspoon. So this is going to be our seasoning today. Now when it comes to the beer, it's your preference. If it's a beer you like to drink, then that's the beer you should cook with. That's kind of my philosophy. If I'm cooking with alcohol, it better be alcohol that I want to drink, or it's not going to taste good in the food that I want to eat. So let's get started. I have a chicken here that weighed about 2.9 pounds. It's one of our whole birds. A lot of our birds live in that vicinity of 2.5 to 3.5 pounds. So most recipes that you'll find if you Google this on the internet will talk about a 3-pound bird. So our birds are right there where they need to be. I'm going to cook ours in the oven today using a cast iron skillet because I love to use cast iron. So let's move him over here. Set this there. And let's get started. So the first thing that you want to do is you're going to need at least 2 cans of beer. So your first can, you're going to need to pour a little bit of it out. Mainly because when it's cooking, it's going to kind of want to overflow a little bit. So you want to dump anywhere from 1/3 to 1/4 of that beer out. We're going to put more beer in the bottom, don't worry, that's what the other can is for. But for right now, we just want to pour some of this out so that we can fit the chicken on top. This is where it gets interesting. It's like, okay, I got to open this bird up and make sure that I can get this bird over top of this beer can. If you have someone in your house that has an extra set of hands, I would recommend using them for this little project. So we've got this bird on here, nice and square. Some people will take a paring knife and put a little slit right here in the breast to kind of hook the wings in, especially if you have a little bit bigger bird that's a little more floppy. Ours, is kind of nice and compact. It's not going to like spread all out and be all weird and funky, and the wings shouldn't dry out like this. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to use the digit that the guy gave me, and I'm going to stir up my rub here, kind of get it all mixed together. You get, when you're using paprika and dry mustard powder, you get kind of this weird orangey color in the end. I like it. It just gives the bird a really good flavor. It likes the meat. It's not overpowering. Add garlic, add green onions, add oregano and basil, and whatever your go-to seasoning is for chicken is what seasoning you should be using on your beer can bird. Okay? So now we're going to take this and we're going to sprinkle it over the bird and kind of rub it in. Yeah, I'm getting it down in the bottom and I'm missing lots of spots, but we'll get him covered. We'll get it all covered. Make sure that you get under the wings. You don't want to miss that part of the breast because you want to make sure everything gets nice and seasoned. While you're doing this, I highly suggest you go ahead and preheat your oven. You want your oven hot when you put the bird in there. Just like with any recipe, if your oven is hot when you put your item in there, then your cooking time is a lot easier to kind of manage. I am notorious for putting frozen boneless skinless chicken breasts in the oven, and they're frozen. I do it for Chewy all the time. I end up overcooking them, but he still sort of eats it because he's not really a fan of chicken. If he eats chicken, he wants fast food chicken because he likes junk food. So we're going to get him all rubbed on here. Let's get the rest of this out of this bowl. Alright. Put some of this down here in the bottom. It's kind of a paste. The beer helped me out a little bit. Alright. So, Our bird is rubbed down for the most part. Looking pretty tasty. I'm going to pull these off. Throw them in the trash. Now, we're going to take half of this can and dump it in the bottom. Alright. I'm going to pour about half. Now, this is not exact science. Much of cooking is not exact science. But, while you can drink this half, that's fine. You might want to save it, because this bird is going to go in the oven now for about 45 minutes. And then after 45 minutes, we're just going to kind of check it, see how she's looking, and then we're going to dump the rest of this beer in the bottom. We'll probably check it, cook it again for another 30 minutes. So you're looking at a total cook time of about an hour and 15 minutes. Remember, it's chicken. You want to make sure it's done. We don't eat chicken medium rare. That's how we all get sick. So we're going to put her in the oven over here, and then when it's all done, we'll come back and we'll show you the finished product and how everything's just going to fall off the bone. So I'll see you in just about an hour and 15 minutes. Added more beer to the bottom. I have stuck the meat thermometer in it in a few places. So I did take the meat thermometer and stick it right here in the top of the breast and went straight down into the bird, trying to avoid the bones as much as possible to get a temperature reading. It was sitting at about 170. 175, so that's perfect. And then I came over here in the leg and thigh region and stuck it in here again. Still got the same 170-ish reading. So our chicken is definitely done. So here's the dealio. You can, from this point, go ahead and carve it up right here while it's sitting on the beer can. You can take it off, put it in a platter, and pull the shreds off like you would like a rotisserie chicken, and serve it with barbecue sauce, or you could serve it just with some coleslaw and maybe some baked beans. You could take it at this point and even chop it up and make chicken salad out of it. It would be abso-freaking-lutely delicious. So it's super simple. Cast iron skillet, couple cans of beer, whole chicken, a little bit of seasoning, rub it down, stick it in the oven. The oven did all the hard work for us here. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to like our videos, give us a thumbs up. We love thumbs ups. And subscribe to our channel. We're doing our best to try to get more information about our little farm out to the public, what we do, how our chicken's different, and how you can cook our chicken and see how our farm works. So thank you so much for hanging out with me this afternoon, and bottoms up.